Hello, and welcome to this short series of videos in which we'll guide you through the initial setup of your new Majik DSM. We'll cover how to safely unbox Majik DSM, how to hook up your TV, turntable, speakers, and more. And later on, we'll go through how to connect to your home network and use the Linn app to control Majik DSM. And don't forget to ask your Linn dealer to set up space optimization for you. They will measure your listening room for you, feed the measurements into our groundbreaking space optimization software, and you'll end up with audio performance completely tailored to your unique listening environment at home. Firstly, remove Majik DSM from its packaging and place on a solid, flat surface. This can be on a furniture top, a shelf, or in a TV unit cupboard, for example. Attach the power cable to the mains and to the rear of Majik DSM, but hold off on powering it on for now. Make sure you can still easily reach the back of Majik DSM for the moment, as we'll now discuss how to attach not only your speakers, but your TV, turntable, or other source. Let's explore the back panel and the various connectivity options featured on Majik DSM. Next to the power cable, there is a connection labelled Ethernet. This allows you to connect Majik DSM directly to your home network or LAN via a normal everyday data cable. That's Cat5, Cat6 or 7. This is not a must, as Majik DSM does have advanced Wi-Fi capability. However, a wired Ethernet connection can provide greater stability versus Wi-Fi in some cases, especially if you're setting up your Majik DSM in an area of your home where there is patchy wireless signal. I'll explain how to connect over Wi-Fi later on, but in this example we can easily plug directly into the network over Ethernet, to a wall socket, or to the back of our router. Majik DSM contains all the amplification you need, so you can just add any passive speakers you like, without the need for a whole stack of boxes to power them. Let's connect some speakers now. In this case, we're using Linn Majik 140 floor-standing loudspeakers. On Majik DSM's rear panel, on the far side, there are 4 speaker terminals, otherwise known as binding posts, labelled plus and minus for the left and right speakers. Left and right in this case always refers to the speaker's orientation as you face them from your listening chair or sofa, and plus and minus indicate the positive or negative polarities of the speaker connections. The positive connectors are coloured red, and the negative ones are black. It's good practice to ensure Majik DSM is powered off before connecting speaker cables, and before disconnecting them in future. Basic speaker wire has only 2 plugs on each end, a positive and a negative. There's a 50-50 chance of getting these connections mixed up if you're not careful, and this is best avoided. It won't damage anything, but it can seriously compromise your system's sound. So it's very much worth double checking that you have connected the wires correctly before sitting back to enjoy your music. As pointed out a moment ago, the speaker terminals on the back of Majik DSM are clearly labelled, but the same cannot be said for all speaker wires. Most will be colour-coded and are marked red for positive and black for negative. If your choice of speaker wire doesn't have a 2-tone colour scheme, look out for a stripe or dashed lines along the outside of the cable. This indicates the positive wire. Positive speaker wires always plug into positive terminals, and negatives into negatives throughout your whole hi-fi setup. So feed the speaker wire you have connected to the L terminals out to your left speaker, and the wire connected to your R terminals to the right speaker. Do the same on the backs of your speakers, plug red into red, black into black. If your speakers feature more than one pair of terminals on their back, then ensure that your speakers have bridging plates, or what's known as jumpers, between the negative terminals and between the positive terminals. Normally these are either metal plates at the base of the terminals, as we have here, or very short black and red cables linking the corresponding terminals together. If you're unsure at all, just contact your Linn dealer for guidance. With these bridging plates or jumpers in place, you can connect the red end of your speaker wire into any of the available red terminals on the back of the speaker, and the same for the black. I'm going to plug them in like this. Now that you've connected your speakers, let's explore what else you can connect to Majik DSM, allowing you to elevate your gaming, movie watching, and vinyl spinning experience to a whole new level. Majik DSM has a USB Type B input here, allowing you to listen to music stored on your computer in great Linn quality. Next to this is an SPDIF connection, which can be configured as either an input or an output. The input would enable the digital connection of sources like CD or Blu-ray players, for example, and output could be used to connect the headphone amplifier. Configuration as either in or output is performed through Manage Systems in your account on the Linn website, and will be explained in a short section later on. Next up is a Toslink optical input for plugging in the audio from Blu-ray players, games consoles, or a range of other digital sources. Up top, there are 5 HDMI connectors for video sources, 4 inputs and 1 output. This allows you to plug your Blu-ray player, Xbox, Apple TV, Skybox, any HD video source into the HDMI inputs, and then have just the one HDMI out cable going into your TV, making for a very neat and convenient setup, bringing all the sound from whatever you're watching under Majik DSM's impressive control. Alternatively, if you'd rather plug all of the above video sources directly into your TV, you can run an HDMI cable from the ARC output on your TV straight into the HDMI out of Majik DSM, and it will deliver all of the audio to your Linn streamer that way. The analog input here will take connections from sources such as CD players, but can also be configured for accommodating a turntable, again via Manage Systems on the Linn website, which I'll explain in a short while. Majik DSM's built-in phono stage is designed to work with turntables featuring a moving magnet or MM cartridge. Connect the left and right connections from your turntable to the corresponding left and right inputs of this analog/phono in. The right connector is always red, and the left connector is sometimes white and sometimes black. If your turntable has an earthing wire, connect it to the earth ground post next to the analog input, as shown. The analog line out is there if you would rather use your own external amplifiers, with Majik DSM performing the role of source and preamp only. Now that you have everything hooked up, let's power Majik DSM on using the switch on the rear panel. While you wait for it to boot up, you can download Linn's control software on your tablet or smartphone. For Apple users, search for Linn on the App Store and download the Linn app, which has a white icon. And for Android users, search for Linn Kazoo on the Play Store and download Kazoo, which has a black icon. Low lighting underneath the front of Majik DSM will light up green and purple while it boots up, and will finally turn solid blue when it's in standby mode and ready to go. Stay tuned, you'll want to catch some of the other videos in this series if you want to learn about Wi-Fi connection, Bluetooth pairing, and using the Manage Systems section of your Linn account online to finish setting up your turntable, or for configuring Majik DSM's SPDIF port as input or output. There's also a basic user guide for the Linn and Kazoo control apps we have on offer for smartphones and tablets, and don't forget to ask your Linn dealer to set up space optimization for you. You'll be blown away by this astonishing technology, which will completely optimize your Majik DSM's performance for your room at home.